Okay, good evening and welcome to our episode 28. As always, we'll start with our gratitude attitude. So please gently close your eyes and take a deep breath. As you exhale, relax your body. Take another deep breath, and when you breathe out, relax all your muscles. Take one more deep breath, and this time, completely relax yourself. Now, think of one thing that you are thankful for that happened in the last 1 week. Once you have identified that, think about why you are thankful. And now, let's set it free. If you are by yourself, say it out loud what you are thankful for and why. If you are with someone, tell it to each other. Okay. Have you ever seen when you do a good deed, something good happens to you? That's the benefit of generosity. Today, I want to focus on this unique quality of generosity. There are actually three kinds of generosities. The first one, known as the beggarly kind. The next one, the friendly kind. And the last one, the princely kind. So we'll look at each one of these individually. The beggarly kind generosity is when one gives away the things that they don't need anyway. This is very similar to when we give away old clothes to Goodwill. Nothing wrong with it, but not really generous per se. The friendly kind is when we share the bounty that is given to us. We share that with everyone who we come across. We share that with people who we see are in need. We keep some and give some away. That's what most people practice. The princely kind, however, is a rare breed. It is when we give away more than we keep. We keep less than what we need. It's one thing to, have 100 billion, you give away 99 billion, but still you don't need a billion. So that's not princely kind. It's good. It's definitely friendly kind. There are many benefits of generosity. When we give away material things, it reduces our attachment to the material world. Actually, there was some research in Canada, and according to a research study, generosity can reduce blood pressure, reduce depression, reduce stress, decrease anxiety, and so on and so forth. Generosity also improves our relationship with the people around us. When we give, we are creating a positive momentum and hope it catches on and other people carry on with that torch. I was just reading before I came online here that someone gave $1,600 tip for a $6 sandwich somewhere in Denver in last day or so. How generous of that. I also saw an interesting research piece from the John Templeton Foundation on generosity. They found that people who give on their own accord tend to be happier. Happy people tend to be more generous. So it creates a self fulfilling circle, if you will. More you give, more happy you are. Happier you are, more you give. They also found that donating money releases the same neural pathways in your brain that are activated by other pleasure activities like food and other pleasure. People tend to be more generous when they see other people giving. This is also according to Templeton Foundation study. As Americans, we are the most generous nation on the earth. We donate more than $500 billion a year. That's a staggering amount. Giving also needs to have the right motivation, though. For example, if we give something expecting something in return, that's not really giving, that's just bartering. Giving also should be without pride. And this is what where most of us get hung up. Because if we give, we want to take pride in that gift, which is not the right thing to do. If we give with pride, that washes away the benefits of giving. Buddha said that Buddha said that having pride for our giving is like eating a feast of a meal with poison sprinkled on it. It does you no good. Giving for the sake of giving is what we need to practice. When we begin to do that, we do it out of contentment. And as a result, happiness follows. And we have touched on this before, but giving does not mean giving material things only. We talked about this. One can give our time, our skill sets, our compassion, our care, our attention, and so forth. Giving away one's skill and ability without any thought of return is giving out of compassion. That's what true generosity looks like. There's a lot of aid by governmental and quasi governmental agencies nowadays. That's not really giving because people who are doing that are doing it out of aid, not doing it out of compassion. Because for the most part, they're just doing their job. They're getting paid to do that. Now, why is generosity important? You might wonder. Generosity, by definition, diminishes one's ego. If we cultivate generosity, we'll slowly take a stab at reducing our ego. Reducing ego is the first step towards experiencing emptiness. Another very, very deep topic we'll cover in next few months. So, in our meditation today, we'll, as always, first settle down in our hearts. Then we'll perform what is known as absorption of cessation meditation. We tried this once or twice before. All that means is no thoughts, no feelings, no sensations. We do this by imagining ourselves as a piece of wood. A piece of wood has no thoughts, no feelings, no emotions. Just like that, we'll stay still in our mind, experiencing a deep peace. We'll hold that peace as long as we can. And towards the end, we'll contemplate the benefits of being generous. Then we'll make a strong determination to practice giving and hold that determination single pointedly. So that's the plan. If you are ready, let's settle down in our meditation posture. Sit in a cross legged position if you can. If not, make sure your legs are straight, your back is upright. Gently close your eyes. Keep your mouth just a little bit open because we tend to hold on to all our stress in our jaws. And when we keep our mouth open, it releases that stress. Put your palms together on your lap, right over left, thumbs gently touching. Now take a deep breath. As you exhale, relax yourself. Feel the sensation of your breath at your nostrils. Notice the cool air when you breathe in. Notice slightly warmer air when you breathe out. Keep your focus on your breath for a minute or so on your own. Bring your attention to your heart. Imagine everything that happened before this moment melts into light and dissolves away. Everything that's not yet happened doesn't exist anyway. So just focus on this moment. Let the peacefulness of this moment build on it to the next moment. Just imagine yourself as a piece of wood. No thoughts, no feelings, no emotions. Just be. If you feel like itching your nose, just ignore it. A piece of wood doesn't get an itch. If you find yourself thinking, remind yourself you're just a piece of wood. No thoughts, no feelings, no emotions. Enjoy the deep peace this absorption of cessation of thought brings to your mind. Now, let's contemplate benefits of generosity. Giving away material things reduces our attachment to the material world. Being generous is beneficial to our health, reduces blood pressure, depression, anxiety, stress, and so on. Being generous makes us happy. It improves our relationships. And most of all, it chips away our ego. Contemplate on the benefits of generosity for a minute or so on your own. Now, make a strong determination to practice giving and being generous in your day to day life. Concentrate on that determination single pointedly. When you're ready, gently open your eyes. Okay. Any questions, comments?
So generosity, Nirubha, is essentially a form of good karma, right? I mean, it's
Absolutely.
profound.
Absolutely. Um, Generosity is good karma. And what they say, Premal, is uh, giving gives you wealth. So it could be next life, whatever that happens to be, but giving gives you wealth. So more you give, more wealth uh, you accumulate, not in this lifetime necessarily, but
Mhm.
karma towards that.
Yeah.
So that's a directly linked to that.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, we should practice more.
Neither.
Handy.
One thing, giving generosity keeps you away from the negative thoughts and negative feelings also.
Absolutely. 100% agree. Uh, when you give,
This benefit of that.
because what happens, Andy, is when you give, you are being compassionate. That means that you are looking at someone else's situation rather than your own situation. And when you're giving it to them, obviously you feel that they need it more than you do, right? So you realize that, hey, no matter how bad a situation I am in, that person is in worse situation. That's why you're giving it to them, and that's what takes that negativity or negative thoughts away. So there's a whole science behind it. There's a lot of research done uh, in Canada and then also in US. So any other
when you
question? Go
when
ahead.
you when you say giving gives wealth,
Right,
right?
right.
With that attitude, if you give something,
No,
wealth.
there's useless, right? So don't
Exactly.
expect anything, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's the law of karma. When I said giving gives you wealth, that's law of karma,
Yeah.
right? Because in karma, every action has a reaction, right?
Yeah.
So giving is a positive karma, and that's the reaction it brings.
Correct.
That's just the knowledge one should have, but that's not the expectation one should have,
Correct. So when you are
right?
giving it, you want to give it with your heart, nothing
Exactly.
else.
Giving for the sake of giving.
Yeah.
That's all, right? Uh, lot of people, what mistake they make is they are giving with good intentions, but when they give to someone, they are expecting a certain behavior from them,
Agree.
and that is wrong because you are giving just because you think it's the right thing to do, and that should be the end of it. Not expecting that, hey, I give these $5 to them and they spend it in a junk food instead of buying an apple or whatever. If you wanted them to buy an apple, just give them apple rather than giving them $5.
And plus, I think when you are fortunate enough to give, then it makes more sense to give too, right?
Exactly. I mean, and that's the other thing, Chirag, is that each one of us is fortunate in a sense that yes, we are all doing relatively well, but even when we are not, there are other things we can give. It doesn't have to be material wealth, right? We
Agree. Yeah.
can go
You
out,
can give your time.
right, go out in a homeless shelter, right, or go serve food, hot meal to someone, right? There are a lot of ways we can give. We can give with our skill sets, right? You don't have to go outside. You stay on computer, find the money in grant, whatever you can do, right? but but there's more ways to give than just with money.
Agree. Thank you.
Anyone else? Auntie, you want to say something? I mean, you look like you're ready to say something.
One thing is that after giving, why do you expect where that person is spending? You have given, then it is that person's choice what he wants to do. You have
Exactly.
done your deals. That's it. Why do we need to go further? Okay, where is he going to spend my $5?
Exactly, right, exactly. And even in families, sometimes you see that, let's say someone helps their family member, right, with something, and then they help their family member with something. They think that they have a right to meddle in their daily life. right? Because they help with some whatever that happens to be. So it's a that's the thing we need to learn to let go and understand that we are giving because the right thing to do and just stop right there.
Yeah.
So
So not to bother beyond that. Because I have given, that's my job, I have
that's
done.
exactly. I was in a position to give. I gave, and that's it.
Yeah.
So okay, I want to stop recording.